I said, no, you're not going to fire me unless you tell me the reason. They told me the reason. That completely changed my life and my business, and the rest is history. Here's why I don't run my business like 99% of the email marketing industry, okay? This video is going to be really important for people who are in this industry, just so you can understand it. It doesn't matter if, you're somebody who's hired in this industry or somebody who's looking to get hired in this industry, okay? So the whole point is every industry is a little bit broken, and people will say that all the time. They'll say like, oh, this industry is so messed up, or people are unethical this or whatever, they're not good at that. Like, yeah, there's a lot of truth to that, but the main thing that I want to get across is the concept, and this can be applied to any industry, okay? So here's the way the email marketing industry typically works. Whether you're, a small company or you're a super large company looking for help with email, you're probably doing that simply because email doesn't seem to be as good as it used to for you, or maybe it's never worked at all. So a lot of times you don't really know who to turn to, but you find somebody who is talking about email and you're like, okay, I think I like this person. I like what they're saying. I'm going to go with them. You see a lot less ads for email marketing because it's a lot less mainstream than like advertising services, for example. So that's usually how people find email marketers that they want to trust. And the problem is the way that most agencies set up, like bigger companies tend to hire agencies, smaller companies tend to hire some, like who knows. But at the end of the day, everybody who provides an email service is an agency, whether it's 1,000 people working there or one. It's the agency model. And the problem with that model currently is everyone is kind of doing the same thing. Everyone sets up their agency where you sign up, you pay a retainer at the beginning of the month, and they write the emails, they send them to you in a Google Doc, and they're like, hey, it's your job to figure out the rest. Or if they take that extra step, then a lot of times what they're doing is like, okay, we're gonna write the email for you and we'll send it. And that's about it. So basically what you're paying for is like a strategy that happens at the beginning of the relationship. They never really improve that strategy. They're just writing. And a lot of times now it's even worse with AI and templates that they've sent for other people, and they just tweak it. And the problem with that is the more a template gets seen, the less it works. Not just with the human eye and the way people comprehend things, but the way that deliverability works too. Things get thumbprinted, right? So the reason that we decided to do things different is in 2020. So just a little context, I started any kind of marketing in 2016 for my mom's local hardware store. And at that point I was like, okay, this whole marketing thing seems a lot better than college. So like I was in college, but I was like, I don't know if I want to graduate and do that whole thing. And so I started getting into Upwork and freelancing and going down that route. And once you go down that route, you can't go back. So I started getting a lot of clients that I was running ads for. A lot of them had emails going to spam. And I found out that it is very hard to make money from advertising. Your emails are going to spam. The first client who tried to fire me from advertising, they didn't want to tell me this at first, but it was because their emails were going to spam. They didn't think there was anything I could do about it. So that's when I switched to email marketing. 3 years later, we're doing several $1 million in sales for ourselves, over $200 million for our clients, who we've even consulted companies like VShred and several different celebrities. Honestly, everyone here is probably on the email list of somebody that we run email marketing for. And the thing that I decided to do that was different at that time, that I'm so happy I did. And the reason I think I did it is because I got into email marketing, not because I want to take the templates or the BizOp or any, social media agency concepts. I saw somebody had a spam problem, and I jumped into this industry to help because nobody else would help with that. So what it ended up being is when I started my email marketing services, and this was like 2019, 2020 when I made the switch, is I decided I wanted to make this a full service. So when you sign on, you're getting a full entire strategy and a plan that gets laid out for you at the beginning of every single month and updated every single week when we chat on a call. Plus, we're not just writing the emails for you in a Google Doc. We're writing them in your exact voice, based off the strategy, based off the promos that we talked about on the call. And we're setting those up inside your email service provider to the right segment. We're checking every email to make sure it doesn't go to spam. It doesn't go to the promotions tab. And plus, the last thing is we're building out your automations for you. So we're making sure that when somebody comes into your world, whether it's through an ad or it's organic or it's any other resource that you have, that those emails make sense to people, okay? So to recap that, strategy happens every month, not just at the beginning. It also happens every week on the weekly call. Plus, then what we're doing is we're building out all of your automations for you. So not just like welcome series and abandoned cart like most people do, but we're also making sure that, like, let's say somebody clicks a link to go to your calendar or one of your products and they don't finish booking or buying, we're sending them a follow-up email. Most people don't do that. Next thing, we're sending daily emails, right? So a lot of agencies and like people in general are just very skeptical of sending more than a few emails a week because they think they're going to annoy people. I'll make a whole nother video about that. But the point is, people signed up because they want to be there. You're just not sending them good enough emails because people haven't done the strategy correctly. People haven't done the research. They're not writing enough to know the audience. And that's why daily emails are so important. Now, there's a few minute businesses out there that might be overkill, or they're seasonal, but I just want to bring that up. And like I said, deliverability. We're making sure every email lands in the primary inbox, okay? No spam, no promotion steps. So strategy, daily emails, automations, deliverability. Those are the 4 key things that we're talking about here. We handle that every single day. We sign into your email marketing platform. We become a member of your team. We don't overload our team with too many people. The thing is with the old model, when it comes to the email marketing industry, is inside the business too, it's a mess because you have one person making the strategy, you have one person designing the email, you have one person writing the email, you have one person maybe doing deliverability. And even if you don't, that means that your client has to go out and hire other people to fulfill those roles. And why should somebody hire 4 different people when they could hire 1? That's the problem we solve. That's called email list management. I now own emailmarketing.com, but email list management is one of the other things that I've, I don't want to say I founded it, but I popularized it in this millennium. There's a few people who do like affiliate email marketing that use that term a lot, and they more so use it because you're managing the affiliate promos. We don't work with a ton of affiliates, but that's not the point. So email list management, strategy, automation, deliverability, daily emails. So that's the way that we kind of disrupted the email marketing industry and why people are getting such amazing results and why huge companies work with us and why we work with celebrities too. So I just want to point that out and let you know, like, if you're getting into this industry or hiring in this industry, you have to find somebody who understands this concept, because I think a lot of it too just comes from the general like laziness of humans, and they just want to get away with doing as little work as possible. Because how many times have you heard somebody say, that's not my problem? Well, it doesn't matter, because if your client has an issue, it's your issue too. Because if you don't do anything about it, you're going to get fired and everybody loses. They have a bad experience, you have a bad experience. So you just really need to understand that concept. And I was born into it because I was forced. I was about to lose a client one day back when I was running ads. They didn't want to tell me the reason they were firing me. But I said, no, you're not going to fire me unless you tell me the reason. They told me the reason. That completely changed my life and my business. And the rest is history, right? So now I own emailmarketing.com. We do well, our clients do well. And that's pretty much all I've got for you today. If this resonated with you in any way, make sure you pay attention to the next videos I have coming out. The easiest way you can do that is by clicking the subscribe button.